Hi, I'm Dr. Nancy, your medical celebrity doctor, and this is Dr. Nancy Knows, the talk show that brings awareness, inspiration, and motivation to many communities across the country, uniting our nation, bridging the gap of disparity. We do that through not only my 25 years of experience, but through guests that are experts in their field of industry, along with celebrities every once in a while. Our guest today is Darren Chapman. He is a CEO and founder of a nonprofit here locally. We'll get to know him shortly. But listen, Dr. Nancy Knows can be listened and watched right here at this network, also on drnancyknows.com, YouTube, and Vimeo. And for all you listening pleasures, we are on many podcast platforms out there. Remember, be the change that you wish to see in the world, and it only takes one. Be a part of the solution and not the problem. Today, we have Darren Chapman, CEO and founder of TigerMountain Foundation. Darren, it's so nice to have you here today.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Well, listen, you know, we met through Facebook, and it's a great platform to get to know many people locally and nationally. And when I discovered the things that you're doing here and impacting your local community, I just really wanted to have you on the show to talk about the things that you're doing.
Awesome. Thank you.
And I understand it's actually through Farmers Market Community Gardens. You have gardens here in Arizona, growing your own fruit and vegetables, and you have many sponsors and partners that either network with you and or sell your goods as well. Now, you're going to have to tell us, how did this come to be for you to be so passionate about what you're doing and impacting people's lives?
Wow. So a couple of things happened. My grandparents, when I was a young guy, they grew their own fruits and vegetables in the heart of Los Angeles. And so off of Vermont and Jefferson, for any of you folks out there who know that neighborhood, it's super dense. I felt like it was the beginning of development happening a particular type of way. Liquor stores, fast food places, development had no conscience. It was just cement, brick and mortar, cement, more brick and mortar, and more people stuffed into all of that. So part of my reason for doing this type of work is because that type of development extrapolation happened. And so as a result of that happening, you're somewhat caged. You don't see nutritious sustenance like you should. You don't have placement in the world potentially like you should. You're now more of a number in all of this mass humanity with all of this now hotter area that you're coming from. And then as a result of that, I think you gravitate towards things that are more available to you, such as the drugs and the gangs and the things that you can see in that microcosm of all of this mire, right? So because of that, I literally started thinking in terms of, you know, what could I do personally to be a part of a different type of narrative? And so this is what you've seen from there to here. I grow those fruits and vegetables that I learned to grow from my grandparents. I just remember that being the best time of my life, Dr. Nancy. It was amazing. I had great energy. I had great thoughts. I felt, even as a young guy, I mean, I wanted to be at the museums. I wanted to do other different things. I wanted to be as tough and as credible in my neighborhood as well. But once again, that brings that story. It's like there's two rows of this, for sure. Yeah,
so, you know, we all have mentors and individuals that we look up to that impact our lives forever, actually. And, you know, those mentors change along your journey, our journey. And, you know, when we're forced to be at a fork in the road, we decide, you know, what it is most meaningful to us and how can we give back.
Yeah.
And you and many of us have been forced and have been at that fork in the road, and you decided to be of service.
Yeah, yeah.
Continuously of service.
Yeah.
You partner with local state officials in the judicial system, and the youth and adults come to work in your gardens, and That is so impactful. You know, an individual may not often know why, you know, what the reason is why they're sent. They may know why, but they don't know the benefits of how impactful it can be when they're faced with you, your workers, just that whole energy and dynamic of how it can actually impact them.
Yeah, yeah, without a doubt. Those are very kind words. Again, it's a metamorphosis. So I spoke of those two roads before, and one of those roads, because I travel both, but one of those roads was fraught with all of those trappings, getting involved with things that can actually incarcerate you and or put you in a grave and or give you the hypertension, the high blood pressure. I mean, all of those trappings down that road so often traveled, unfortunately, because it's predominant and it's prevalent in our community that this road is actually the road that has everything right there for you. You can just reach out and touch it. The other road, however, is the road that is more of an awareness, and it's, in my instance, it was baby steps for sure, because I wasn't really sure of my worth, my niche, what would be my connectedness to even potentially getting out of that other road and actually, or even if it's possible. So I had those doubts, and I've been fortunate. I've had beautiful other people in my life. For you, Dr. Nancy, to even care about what the heck is going on in a place where you can actually make a tremendous difference with a message to others. However, you know, we always have to kind of try to figure, like, how do we do that? And so that was that other road, and I'm still at the tender age of 56, kind of that still in that metamorphosis of like, okay, I did that well, but last week I had an instance in a situation where I probably could have done that a little bit differently. And then as you grow individually, it actually transitions, and you see others transpose from that. Yeah, and it's beautiful.
Well, it's infectious, actually. The road is a discovery. You're a work in progress constantly as well, and you're striving to be better than you were yesterday. And so that road that's heavily traveled is very convenient, and it can be unhealthy. You talk about diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterolism, and fast food industry. Fruits and vegetables are of the earth, plant-based. It can give you so much more energy, and it's so much better nutritionally. And so a person can live a better life when they choose and have options to choose and make it accessible. That's the other thing. Accessibility is key. Definitely so. So, you know, you've often said that you were termed back in the day as the fixer and or the go-to person for the problems, right? I mean, in many ways, you're still that person to this day, obviously.
Yes, ma'am.
You're so well connected. Let's talk about some of your partners and sponsors that you have in the community. Fry's, Sprouts Farmers Market, TAP AZ. Very formidable.
Yeah, without a doubt. So I had a really great friend kind of talking about some of these incredible mentors and other educators and instructors. I very humbly would love to be able to give credit to the folks that came in and said, hey, Darren, wait a minute. This is a part that you can do that connects to power. So Dr. Gail LeGrander said, hey, Darren, this is people who might be in a certain type of way that as much as they might have good intentions, their good intentions are towards their interests, and maybe you aren't their interest. However, don't let that stop you because you got 2 or 3 others over here. So we want you to continuously connect to power. Gail was a fantastic mentor of mine because she just believed in me. You could feel that she wanted me to feel that belief. And so that's tremendous. And so, yeah, connecting with municipality, City of Phoenix, Maricopa County Public Health, Arizona Department of Health Services, and then that infectious piece that you talked about. As people see that you are working towards a goal, and maybe some of it doesn't work, however, they see this incredible amount that does work, right? And then next thing you know, you're working with the United States Department of Agriculture, Department of Corrections, and others. There's a Z to A and an A to Z, and then all of everybody that's in between is just very helpful to where you want to go.
Well, you know, you say a lot of things there too, and your journey is just that. But if you believe, there will be individuals that are critical to your journey and your success that will just pop out and say, how may I be of assistance to you?
Yeah.
And it does work just like that. But nothing is perfect. We have ups and downs, ebbs and flows, wins and learns. It is, you know, you go through the storm, but it's how you dance in the rain.
Yeah.
Really, honestly. And it's the alliances and the partnerships that you develop along the way.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Speaking of dancing in the rain, I saw this CNN special recently. I believe it was the reopening of New York, but there was a storm coming. And so everyone was like really loving this free park with Grandmaster Flash and LL Cool J and Barry Manilow as he was getting ready to sing his song about the rain. The rains came.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly. But you're exactly right. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen 1 hour from now. We hear the stories of someone on their way to work and they didn't quite get to work, or on their way to vacation and they didn't quite get to vacation. Seems very unfair, but because we have all of this ebb and flow and peaks and valleys, let's be vigilant. Let's live it, and let's live it to the best of our ability. And if that greater percentage is trying to be our very best person, this is why I'm here on your show today. It's that guy is here today, and feeling very great about being here because I always tell our youth that 85% plus, if you can get there, you know, in my grand imperfection, I strive for that better quality of life. And for me, if it was a percentage, it would look like 85 to 90%. You know, sometimes I don't say things the way that I want to, or sometimes I don't think things the way that I want to. And then that 1 out of 10 is probably part of my imperfection, part of my deficit. However, I work on it as often as I can, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A work in progress. There is no such thing as perfection. Now, listen to this young man here, Darren Chapman. He's very inspiring. And wouldn't you want to be connected to his nonprofit? I sure would. So tell us how to get involved with what you're doing. I know there's many ways that individuals can be a part of what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, we're most proud of the fact that you can get involved with TigerMountain Foundation. Every second and fourth Saturday, we have experiential and service learning in the garden setting. So spaces of opportunity on the second Saturday, garden of tomorrow this morning, fourth Saturday. We have youth that come from all around metropolitan Phoenix, but because we have great relationships with Arizona State University and Rio Salado College and South Mountain Community College, we get international vibe happening in those settings because we hear that diversity, equity, and inclusion. Wow, that just sounds so fantastic, but how do you walk that? And so if you saw, and this is not a shameless plug, this is the God's honest truth. If you saw it in real time, you would see folks like myself and Dr. Nancy. You would see folks with degree in really cool shoes. And yeah, maybe not in the garden though, but you would see some really positive stuff going on and that incredible dichotomy of what we see typically in our world working together. And when you build community together like that, then people have connectivity and engagement. And finally, there's folks coming in from reentry and folks coming in from substance abuse and all this type of thing. But you wouldn't know that that's who you were talking to because they have placement. So you're coming to building community with one another. It's peer-to-peer as opposed to anything else.
That's great. Now, is any of this captured on like camera, webinar, transmitted, you know, nationally, internationally, because of what you're doing is not only local?
Yeah, so wow, you set me up here for Tiger Tales. So we are working on a project called Tiger Tales, and Tiger Tales, the arising is the family laden way that we do and work in the community. We bring that narrative of healthier eating, more active lifestyles through growing nutritious sustenance. We have a workforce economic component that's attached to that. And we have a portal, a point of entry that deals with each individual person as they are. It's a different type of case management component. So we do that through Tiger Tales The Arising. It's a multimedia project that we're putting together. And then we have another one called Tiger Tales After Dark. And that one is a bit different, a little bit more edgier. If you saw maybe if Dave Chappelle kind of met and married Stephen Colbert, you would see that type of round robin conversation. You would see some satire, because I think it's super important that, you know, we look at our predicament and then we also smile, we hug, we actually even laugh as well. We satire some of this on occasion. However, we're also able within that Tiger Tales After Dark to have the hard-hitting conversations round robin that really delve into voter suppression. And or is it voter suppression, or are you not voting in the hood? You know, let's keep it real. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think it's so important to meet people where they are and actually represent reality.
Yeah.
And with Tiger Tales and Tiger After Dark, is this something that viewers can, you know, get information on your website from as well?
Yes. They can get it on the website. However, you guys are getting it from Dr. Nancy Knows. And if Dr. Nancy Knows says, man, I want to executive produce that, we would kind of go, okay, twist our arm. But
I would love to be a part of that.
Oh, man, I just... When you ask about efforts and sometimes things that you're so proud of, all of us have a little feather in our cap or something in our pocket that we can just be so tremendously proud of. It could be something that you did personally to get yourself up and moving in a better direction. But yeah, this is the Tiger Tales episodes are just something that we started, and it's definitely in a state of development. Awesome. But it encompasses our conversation.
Very good, very good. I'm so glad that I asked, because I often ask about upcoming projects. You know, what's your vision and mission? I think we really talked about that as well. Very heartfelt too. And you know, honestly, being about the solution and not the problem. And if we all did that, it would be such a better place to live. But you know, everybody's a work in progress, and we're going to continue to stay extra vigilant about all of the great things that, you know, we are doing, individuals are doing in this country. We're amazing.
Yes, we are.
Absolutely. And again, if you think you can, you will. It all starts here. If you're ready and you think you can, the only rate limiting step is you yourself. Surround yourself around like-minded individuals that keep you motivated and supported and grounded at the end of the day. It's so important.
It is.
Really wonderful having you on the show, Darren.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So listen, everyone, it's not only what Dr. Nancy knows, it's who she knows. We'll talk next time. Bye now.